Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, or good evening. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to pick number 26 of my favorite 31 hard rock and heavy metal albums of the 80s countdown. That's right, that's a mouthful right there. All month long here, here we go already. All month long here in May of 2023, we are going to be picking out our favorite hard rock and metal albums of the 80s, of that entire decade, and only 31 of them. Yeah, tough, right? Absolutely tough. So as I've said in each and every video so far, it was really tough putting this list together, really hard. So many great albums that I love a lot just didn't make the cut. And someone like me can get very upset about that because I'm like, but I love that album so much. It pains me not to talk about it and put it in the list. But you only have 31 slots, right? You can't squeeze 300 albums into 31 slots. It's not physically possible. So the ones that I'm talking about are the ones that I guess I kind of like and love the most. The way it goes. I know you guys are having a hard time with it as well. It's just tough. It's really tough because the 80s were a great decade. So today here, my pick number 26 is the 14th studio album from this British band. It was released on March 1st, 1982 in the UK, July 12th, 1982 here in the US. Produced by Ashley Howe. Tala loves this band. Released Mercury Records here in North America, Bronze in the UK, produced at Roundhouse Studios in London. Of course, I'm talking about the comeback album from Uriah Heep, Abominog. That's right. I remember like it was yesterday seeing this in the record shop, and me being a 1982, a 16-year-old kid, right? Me being a huge monster horror fan, comic book fan, dinosaur fan, fantasy, anything about creatures and monsters and all that sort of thing, I've been all into since I was probably like 3 years old, right? So I saw this, and at the time, the only Uriah Heep I had in my album collection was the Uriah Heep live album from '73. So I was familiar with some of their, more popular songs from the early part of the career that were, of course, because that live album is kind of like a greatest hits of the early part of the catalog. I saw this and I was like, oh, wow, cool. And I remember putting this on. I'm thinking, wow, this is really different, but I really like it. Because, Heep had been kind of broken up for about, 2.5 years at this point, something like that. Mick Box put the band back together with all new members for the most part, and a new sound that kind of embraced everything that's going on in the early 80s, especially over in Britain, right? It's kind of, they embraced the new wave of British heavy metal with this kind of very American sound, very more commercial. They utilized some outside writers on here and some interesting folks in the band, right? So we've got Mick Box, of course, on guitars and backing vocals. Also returning from the classic lineup, Lee Kerslake on drums and backing vocals, and now all the new guys. Bob Daisley on bass and backing vocals. Of course, Bob Daisley from Widowmaker and Ritchie Blackmore's Rainbow. Peter Golby on lead vocals. Of course, from Trapeze. Peter Golby sounded a little bit like Lou Gramm, right? Add a little bit of foreigner edge to this music. And then keyboard player John Sinclair. All right, that is the new exciting lineup of Uriah Heep, and they deliver 10 tracks on this new album that so there's some heavy songs on here, there's some very commercial songs, there's definitely lots of arena rock type songs. It sounds very much of its time, but the songwriting is absolutely spectacular. Starts off with a great track called Too Scared to Run. Really, really heavy song. Love it. You got On the Rebound. That was played on the radio a bit here on the local rock station here. Chasing Shadows. Right. Again, another more kind of commercial hard rocker. Prisoner. More of a ballad. Then you got the heavy, crushing Sell Your Soul. That's more early 80s metal right there. Sell Your Soul is great. Love the production on this album. Mick Box's guitar riffs are just absolutely huge. Keyboards sound great. Again, this is deviating a little bit from the heavy Hammond organ of the 70s, right? The Ken Hensley style Uriah Heep, whereas Richard Sinclair used definitely, there's some organ on here for sure, but there's lots more synthesizers and things. Over on side 2 of the original vinyl, you have That's the Way It Is. Another song that made the radio. Okay. Really good song. Think It Over. I absolutely love Think It Over. I think it's just absolutely a terrific song. I love the riffing in it. I love the chorus. Great, catchy stuff. Hot Night in a Cold Town. It's kind of another atmospheric kind of commercial rocker. Hot Persuasion, another raunchy hard rocker. And then Running All Night with the Lion, another big riff. Good dun, 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 dun. Really good upbeat song. And then, of course, you got some cool B-sides and things like that, which, Tin Soldier, they do a cover of the Small Faces classic. You got Son of a Bitch, which is another good rocker, right? So cool to have some extra stuff on this particular album. And just to let you know, like some of the outside writers, so that song On the Rebound was written by Russ Ballard. Of course, Russ Ballard worked with a lot of other artists in the rock and hard rock genres, right, to help with songwriting and deliver some hits. You've got Hot Night in a Cold Town was written by Jiff Cushing Murray and Richard Littlesfield. You've got That's the Way That It Is was written by Paul Bliss. And interestingly enough, Think It Over was written by John Sloman and Trevor Bolder, who were both previous members of Uriah Heep. And I think It Over was actually written for the sessions for the Conquest album, but never added to the original album. And I think It Over is incredible. In fact, if you buy the reissue of the Conquest album, there is a early demo version of that with John Sloman on lead vocals, who sang on that particular album. But yeah, for the most part, you got Mick Box, Bob Daisley, Peter Golby, Kinsley, Kerslake, and Sinclair all co-writing a bunch of songs on here, like Hot Persuasion, Sell Your Soul. Those are all written by those guys. Too Scared to Run is written by them. Chasing Shadows written by them. And Running All Night with the Lion, also written by the band. But you do have a couple of, like I said, a couple of other tracks written by other people. Prisoner was also written by James Lance, D.B. Cooper, and Tony Ripperetti. So, so as far as like charting numbers here, so this was the first like almost top 50 here in the States for Heep. This made it up to number 56 on the Billboard 200. Pretty strong showing considering that their last few albums did not chart here. In the UK, this made it to number 34. In Norway, this was a top 30. And in Germany, this made it to number 52. I do not believe this certified. No certification on this. Didn't quite make gold, but That's the Way That It Is, the single, made it to number 25 on the mainstream rock songs here in the U.S. So pretty decent showing here for Uriah Heep. Kind of like a good comeback album for them. And I remember seeing them shortly thereafter. I believe I saw them in 1983. They did a nice long run here in the States with Blue Oyster Cult as headliners, and Heep opened up, and I saw that locally in Poughkeepsie, New York. That was really good. My first time seeing Heep, and they did not disappoint. Really, really good show. So, there you have it. That is my pick for today. Pick number 26, Uriah Heep, Abominog. Let us know what you think of this fine, fine album down in the comments below, as well as your pick for number 26 as we count our way down to number 1, which will be revealed by all of us on the 31st. So thanks for watching, everybody. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on YouTube, all together, all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as it posts, and please do hit the like button before you leave. Also down below, we got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, as well as our merch page where you can get all sorts of cool Sea of Tranquility stuff like this all the damn time shirt, which I love wearing. People go out and people look at it. It's like, all the damn time. What does that mean? What is Sea Tranquility? Well, why don't you go tune in and check it out, because we are doing this all the damn time. Thanks for watching, everybody. I am Pete Pardo. See you tomorrow morning with another one, and stay tuned. Later on today, we've got the UK Connection coming up this afternoon. We will be ranking the songs of a classic album. That classic album is ZZ Top Eliminator. And then, of course, we have tomorrow, we have ranking the albums of the Derek Trucks Band. So that's coming up tomorrow morning as well. So thanks for watching, everybody. I am Pete Pardo. We'll see you real soon here with more stuff. Take care. Bye-bye.